Welcome, 6th grade 6-1 New Tech students. This is your first video of the year. We are going to be talking about comparing decimals in this video. I'm also going to show you guys a little bit about what I expect when you are watching videos. Yes, this is your terrible teacher, Mr. Williams. All right, your objective for this video is, as a student, you should be able to compare decimals using the inequalities less than, greater than, or equal to. And when we say inequalities, those are just talking about the symbols that look like this, which I will put right here in the top of the screen. Okay, that is the less than, greater than, and equal to signs. So we're going to go ahead and use those during this video. All right, here we go. You should get graphic organizer number 1. We are working on side 1, which says comparing decimals at the top. You will need to pause this video right now, go back to the mailboxes in the back, and find graphic organizer number 1. We are working on side 1. Let's move on. Okay? You're going to be comparing decimals. All right, when we compare numbers, we often use these 3 symbols, the ones we just talked about. You need to know the following. We need to know less than, greater than, and equal to. This should be a review. All right, the steps that you need to compare decimals are very simple. Step number 1, line the decimals up vertically. Step 2, use zeros as placeholders. Step 3, compare from left to right. And step 4, use the symbols less than, greater than, or equal to. Now, you need to write those in your notes. That's in the top left. And then I'm going to show you the next 4 examples. We're going to follow all 4 of those steps. Let's get started. First one, we have 4.5 and 4.05. So the first step was that we needed to line the decimals up vertically. So we have 4.5 and then we have 4.05. Step 2 was use zeros as placeholders. Well, see this empty spot above the 5 right here? I need to put a 0 there. That way they both look exactly the same. You notice that if I create a square, it's completely filled. Now, step 3, we need to compare from left to right. So we're going to start on the left side, which is that first digit. And if you look at that first digit, you'll see that they are both 4. Well, that means we must move to the second digit. So now let's move over to the second one. We have a 5 and a 0. Well, the 5 is a bigger digit, which means it is a bigger decimal. So 4.5 is greater than. Remember, you should always eat the bigger number. Okay, so your alligator eats the bigger number. 4.5, or 4 5/10, is larger than 4 5/100. Okay, let's move on to example number 2. Example number 2, we have 3 7/1000 and 3 7/100. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Same thing, line up your decimals. The next one is 3.070. Make sure you line them up nice and straight. Start on the left. Okay, 3's are the same. So you move to the next number. Zeros are the same. Move to the third number, and you'll see that the 7 is larger than 0. The 7 goes with this number, so we're going to eat that number. That is all you need to do, ladies and gentlemen. Example number 3. Make sure you're writing these examples down. All right, we have 3300s and we have 33,000s. We're going to go ahead and compare those two. Once again, go ahead and line up your decimals. Okay, and we have 0.033. We need to add a 0 there. Make sure they look like a nice box. Start on the left. We have both zeros. Go to the next number. Ooh, we have a 3 and a 0. Which one is larger? The 3. We're going to eat that one, which happens to be that number. Notice that I always put this number first and this number second. That just makes it a little bit easier for me to identify which one is which, especially if I'm going to be using a lot more numbers. Let's move on to example number 4. Example number 4, we have 14 400s and 14 410,000s. Let's go ahead. We need to line up our decimals. So we have 14 400s. And we have 14.0400. Next thing we need to do is fill in our missing values with 0. And let's go ahead and start comparing. We start on the left. 1s, 4s, 0s, 4s, 0s, 0s. Uh-oh. Neither of those are bigger. That means they are the same. We need to put the equal sign. Ladies and gentlemen, just a couple little hints. Take your time. Make sure you're lining them up. Okay, now you should have written in your graphic organizer all 4 examples, and now we're going to go ahead and do an independent practice. At this time, you are going to pause this video after right now. You're going to pause this video basically, and then I'm going to go over these 8 answers. So pause it, do it, restart it, and I'll show you the answers. Go ahead, begin. All right, and you should be back. Here we go. First one we're going to show, 3.6, 3.1. 6 is bigger. Boom, done. Okay, 9.73 and 9.39. 7's bigger. We should be eating the big one. All right, 5.1 and 5.1, that's easy. Those are both equal to. Next one, 5.93, 5.93. Those are equal to 9.94 and 9.9. Oop, we had a 0 here. 9's 4 is bigger. That one's the one we're going to use. Let's see, 3.9, 3.4. 3.9, 3.4. Boom, 9's bigger. Eat the bigger one. This one's bigger, and the last one you should have done should have looked like that. Boy, those were easy ones Mr. Williams just gave you. All right, those are your 8. You should have written both the question and the answer, just like that, in your graphic organizer. So you should have all 8 of those written down in your graphic organizer. Remember, you get agency points for these. All right, last ones. This is your exit ticket. Now be very careful. Okay, we have 4 questions. You need to write all 4 on your graphic organizer and solve them. When you are done with those 4 questions, you will then take them to Mr. Williams and show him the answers. If he agrees with you, then you can move on to your worksheet. So you will need to pause the video, finish these 4, and just to let you know, the next thing you will be doing is working on worksheet number 1. Remember, complete the entire video at all times, bring your exit ticket to Mr. Williams, and hope you figured something out today.